Hi everyone! It has been a while since we last met and I have missed you all so much. I hope you're having a good day today. I am now back in the States and I've been trying to get used to jet lag and getting back to my normal routine. But I guess I'm not super young anymore, so it took some extraordinary efforts and many anxious nights to get my sleeping pattern back. But I'm happy to say that I have mostly recovered to where I've been sleeping around 10-ish at night and getting up at 5 or 6 in the morning. And now all I have to do is to slip back into sleeping at 3 in the morning, as I am fated to do as a graduate student. Anyway, today I wanted to show off a really beautiful pink Christmas themed island by Haven_crossing on Instagram. I know Christmas has come and gone, but I did not want to miss out on this chance to show off Chelsea's island, and I thought, why don't I bring my YouTube fam along with me? So if you're ready, grab a Christmas mug from the back of the cupboard, pour yourself a drink, settle into something cozy, and we'll get started. I just want to mention that I really enjoyed the idea of soundscaping around the resident services area. It's such a welcoming touch because as we enter the dream, the background sounds are pretty muted. Of course, I might be a little bit biased because Stale Cupcakes is my favorite KK Slider song, but I think it goes really well with the time of day this dream was saved in. Anyway, as usual, we'll start from the airport and the entrance to the island. I've known Haven since it was like a cottagecore sort of an island. When I visited, I did a quick tour by myself, and it was so well made at that point in the New Horizons timeline. I think it was sometime in the summer when Mermaid Furniture Set was out. I was super impressed. I was still completing the first version of Jeju, and it gave me inspirations to be more creative about my own designs as well. So, like I've said about a million times now, I can't wait to see how much things have changed since then. I see we have some gifts by the Resident Services Center, and they are outfits that I can choose from. The pajamas are super clever since we are dreaming, although I think a Christmas outfit as an option would have been really cute as well. And I love the bubbles. This feels like the ultimate childhood dream come true, where you can run around a snowy island barefoot in your pajamas, blowing bubbles, and then finding a toy market. The first thing I noticed was the custom patterns on the stalls and nice details like the pink themed toys, the wrapping paper, and especially the wrapped present under the tree. Of course, we now have gift pile item from the last update, which does look much grander, but for Dream Islands, I think these little gifts are such a nice touch, in my opinion. If I'm being honest with you, and this is probably just me struggling with short attention span, but I feel like dreaming other islands becomes a little bit passive sometimes. But I think being able to find these little gifts everywhere on the island is a cute way to keep people like me engaged and motivated to explore every spot on the island. I really like this small beachfront campsite area. It's somehow got a really nice mix of campsite foresty items like the mush stool, but also the beachy items like the shell lamp. Behind the campsite, there is a small ensemble of what looks like singers in front of a beautiful Christmas tree. This makes me think of Christmas caroling, and I love how the choice of music makes the area feel almost sort of spiritual, even though the decorations are just as cute and festive as the surrounding areas. And I'm gonna take a little rest here to just admire the view of this lake, and I want to invite you to come sit next to me. I love the little star fragments, and I think actually the red and white flowers go really well with everything else that is pink. I also like the subtle pink on the brick path design, which also stands out to me since people tend to use wooden planks for the decks, myself included. I have always thought that the lighted Christmas items like the reindeer and the snowflakes felt a little too artificial to use anywhere on my island, but this looks fantastical and goes perfectly with the theme of the island. Following these steps up, there is a little neighborhood right next to the lake. I really am jealous of these residents who would be able to look out onto this lake every single day. When we walk past a little but cozy outdoor library behind the houses, we find a big Christmas feast. It's an eclectic collection of log benches, wedding tables and chairs, dining chairs, iron garden chairs, and pink and red cute chairs. I really wish that the space was a little bit bigger to allow for more room to move around, but I'm really impressed with how she was able to mix tables and chairs from different furniture sets to create a really cohesive scene. My mom tells me all the time that when she was a little girl, her older brother would take her to the frozen Han River to skate. I think she really cherishes that memory and wanted me to experience the freedom of skating, which I have learned and fallen deeply in love with. So I feel very personally attached to ice skating and feel right at home on the rink. Of course, I'm no figure skater, but being on some kind of skates was one of the first things I learned as a child, even when I was clumsy at walking on solid ground. I still have a vivid memory of going to speed skating classes, and to this day I love speeding through the ice rink even though I can't do jumps or spins like a figure skater. Here is another music area that looks like a perfect spot for a couple. I think what I'm most impressed with is her ability to create areas using sounds and different items to tell a story without having to spell it out for the visitors. This music area could have been very similar to the caroling ensemble area from earlier, but with a completely different combination of music and items. She has given each area a unique purpose. And I really appreciate that kind of effort and thought behind each of the designs. And here the train is taking off from Haven. This is super creative. It looks like she used train track patterns on the ground, some throwback containers, variety of boxes, and humidifier to build a train. I like the treasure chest at the end of the other track, but it makes me wonder if it's abandoned. Where is this train going to? Were there trains that used to come into Haven? Maybe these gnomes know, but they are keeping their silence. There is a post office right next to the train station. I like how the lost area flows right into this one. The post office is appropriately color-coded with red items and patterns, and it looks like it also leads to the secret beach. I would have loved to see Red's boat parked there, but I'm actually not sure if NPCs can show up in your dream. But I can still wonder about what kind of secret dealings he would make with the post office. I'm really enjoying the snowy winter scenes in this area. This past month when I was in Korea, there were a couple of heavy snowfalls. I actually got to visit Jeju Island when I was there, which I'm very excited to share some footage with you guys later. And when I visited, it was right after snow had fallen and covered Hallasan. I wanted to trek up the mountain to the top, but my parents and I didn't have any proper tools or training, so we took a walk along Saryani Forest instead, which was just as beautiful and a lot of fun. I live in the southern United States where we rarely see any snow. I think I was just excited to see some flurries that melted right away, right before I left for Korea in December. So I'm reliving the best moments of cozy winter atmosphere through exploring Haven, and I hope you're also enjoying our time together so far. So in addition to the beach campsite, here is another camping area, this time in the woods. I love the details like this realistic circular dirt path underneath the campfire. I think it really does a good job at separating the campfire from the rest of the scene, and there's a fire, likely the snow is gonna be melting around it, so I like that. I can imagine myself wrapped up in a cozy blanket, have a warm drink, and make s'mores with friends and family on a cold winter night here. Let's look around Chelsea's house. Honestly, one of the reasons why I wanted to tour Haven and record it was that I loved how she had put together her Christmas bedroom. I even asked her to send me the photo that she posted so I could have it set as my phone background. Throwing in a random plug here, if you're interested in seeing photos like that, you should check out her Instagram. She is so generous about communicating and interacting on her content. And I'll have her social in the description box below as well as in the comment section, so check it out. She is using seasonal items like white wedding wall, the mermaid shelf and the rug, and the cherry blossom branches to create this beautiful bathroom. I love the clawfoot bathtub in the middle of the room, and the cloud flooring makes it seem super warm and cozy. This is a bedroom with just some bookshelves, a bed, and a fireplace, but I love it so much. The Christmas stockings, the villager photos and the embroidery on the wall, and other small detailed decorations like the nutcracker and all these candles make it seem realistic and personal. Even though this bedroom isn't super complicated in its build or cluttered to the max, I think the simplicity of the design works really well for what I feel like it's supposed to be, the wistfulness and the warmth on the night before Christmas. The basement seems to be a crafting area, maybe a workspace for elves to prepare for Christmas. I've never seen a flooring like this, so I'm guessing this may be a custom design pattern on the ground, which is brilliant. Mom's kitchen mats go really well with the DIY tables, and somehow the pink Christmas tree isn't overwhelmed by the crazy jingle wall. This was such an unexpected space, and I think it really is a cute addition to this house. As we leave the warmth of Chelsea's house, we're back out in the snowy winter night in Haven. Here is a beautiful rock garden with a Christmas tree in the middle. Making a rock garden is such a difficult task, especially to make it seamless with the rest of the island. I think that the decorations around the rock garden and especially the Christmas tree make it fit right into the theme. I also like how it's sort of an island on its own, connected by a bridge, but those cliffs in the background still really add dimension to the scene. I love the big stars between the rocks, and actually the green ones kind of add diversity to the otherwise mostly pink and white scene. We're about to enter the museum area. If you remember my fake bridge from the older version of Jeju, Chelsea so graciously credited me as an inspiration to build her own bridge leading up to the museum. Also, somehow I completely missed this area, but from the bird's eye view of the bridge, there is a train track that leads to this little train tunnel in the next clip. I'm really sad now that I missed that area. If you get to visit Chelsea's DA, make sure to stop by that area and fully admire her creation. I think she did a really wonderful job. This is a fun amusement park next to the museum, and look at this gingerbread house with the smoke coming from the chimney and everything, and the little peppermint candies on the ground, which are the swirly umbrellas. The color of the teacup bride fits right in with the theme, and even with this fun festive colors and shapes, this teacup bride song always gives off haunted house vibes. Does anyone else get a little spooked by this tune repeating over and over again? And of course, we have an obligatory Christmas tree farm. I like that there are small trees, medium trees, big trees, some lighted and some fully decorated. I almost wish that the game would actually pile snow on top of the Christmas trees too. Imagine how cute that would be. Speaking of tree farms, do you normally get real trees cut from farms like this, or do you have an artificial one? I used to dream of getting a real tree, but I'm sticking to my artificial tree for now since I heard that there is a Christmas tree shortage because of wildfires and trees tend to take a long time to grow, and I do like the artificial one a little more since I can keep it up for a very long time. I think there are several guides on how to keep the trees from growing, but we can see here that there are other tree sprouts behind smaller trees. This freezes them at this particular stage of growing so you can vary the height of the trees. Make sure that you're planting fruit trees though, because I planted regular trees before and it did not work for me. Last but not least, I took a walk along the beach, reminiscing about how great this visit has been. I'm almost a bit sad to leave, but I'm at least happy that I've brought my camera with me. While together we say goodbye to this dream of haven, of course, you should feel free to visit anytime until Chelsea decides to update her DA, which you can find out through her Instagram. Since this was my first time touring someone else's island, I hope I did a good job in representing and interpreting various parts of the island. Please let me know in the comments below if you have any feedback for me, as long as they're respectful and kind. So far, I have almost exclusively received kindness from this community, which I'm very thankful about. So I hope we can keep up the supportive and open atmosphere as we get to know each other a little more. I wish you a very belated Happy New Year, and I hope to see you on my next video. Bye bye!